Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, I seen the story early this morning, came across my news feed, and I had to share this with you guys. This is absolutely horrible. You hear me? Horrible. See this woman up here? This woman, her name is Stephanie Dowles, and she's from California, 62 years old. This lady lost her life this past November at the hands of her husband, this guy right here. His name is Donald Brinson. He's 54 years old. This guy is presently serving 4 life sentences. You know what I'm saying? Or he's serving life for 4 murders supposedly he committed in 1989. And this guy killed his wife during a conjugal visit at Mule Creek State Prison in Lone, California. And I want you to take a look at this, man. Sometimes you got to know when to throw the towel in on people, especially when they selfish and care about themselves and don't think about you when they get themselves in trouble, either before or after the fact. Take a look at this, man.
We spoke with the victim's family, and they're demanding answers. They want to know why an inmate with such a violent history like this was allowed to have unsupervised visits in the first place.
The most giving, kind-hearted person.
62-year-old Stephanie Dowles was always trying to help others, her mother, Ovita Wilson, says.
I would often tell my sweetheart, you can't save the world.
Dowles was a mother herself to 2 sons, grandmother to 6. She was a hairstylist and a small business owner in the Los Angeles area, known to her family as Stevie. We spoke to them on Zoom.
Stevie was literally the glue that held the family together,
making her loss all the more difficult.
We were just devastated.
Dowles died during an overnight visit with an inmate at Mule Creek State Prison in Ione just before 3 a.m. last November. Now, 4 months later, the Amador County coroner confirmed her family's fears, finding the death was a homicide. The coroner says she was strangled.
How could they just, let this happen and just don't get it?
Armand Torres says the prison should be held accountable. He says his mom was visiting her husband, David Brinson, there.
They would read the Bible together. He was in school in there because she was pushing him to try to be this better person.
But Brinson is serving 4 consecutive life terms with a 20-year determinate sentence on top of that, without the possibility of parole, all after his 1993 conviction of 4 murders.
My mom was just left alone, and she, called for help, I'm sure, and there's nothing she could do.
Officials say the criminal investigation is still underway, so as of now, no one's been charged with Dowles' murder. But it happened during a family visit, which the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation website describes as a visit in private apartment-like facilities on prison grounds that can last approximately 30 to 40 hours. It was just after 2 a.m. on November 13th when CDCR says Brinson used the phone in that apartment-like facility to tell officers his wife had passed out.
Given the history that this guy has already, we kind of just, wanted to know, how is it even, possible for them to be unsupervised?
The CDCR website shows inmates blocked from those privileges are limited to those on death row, those convicted of sex offenses, those going through the reception process upon arrival to a prison, or anyone under disciplinary restrictions. There's no mention of multiple murder convictions.
Do you think that policy should change moving forward?
It has to. There has to be something has to be done, because it's not fair.
CDCR says inmates have to meet strict criteria for these family visits, like sustained good behavior, for example. And they say the visits are meant to support family connection and rehabilitation. And Dowles' family did say that she had visited Brinson several times before this, and those visits seem to have gone well. So they say at the time they didn't really think much of it, like they now believe they probably should have. Back to you.
And our investigative team also looked into what, if any, security measures are in place during those prison visits. The CDCR operations manual shows that inmates have to present themselves for account at least 4 times within a 24-hour period, and the watch commander can also order unscheduled inspections. But otherwise, the manual explains every effort is made to ensure the inmates' privacy.
Guys, that's the news, and may this lady rest in peace. Prayers and condolences to her family. But I'm be honest with you. What was just as shocking as what this guy did was how much freedom these people behind bars have at that prison. Said the conjugal visit can be up to 36 hours, almost 40 hours. And it's in an apartment style setting where for a brief second, they can act like they not even locked up, regardless of the crime they did. Now, I don't know how long these people was married, but I'm gonna be honest with you. That's an attractive lady. For her to be older, you know what I'm saying? You can tell back in the day, you know what I'm saying? And this guy right here, I don't know if he was married to her before he went to jail, but for some odd reason, he felt as though her life had to end during that visit. That's the thing. I often sit back and I think, and I watch, Instagram, and you watch girls nowadays. They talk about how good they look and how every man want them and stuff. That means nothing. It don't. Because I'm going to tell you something. Your looks is just one part of who you are. And it's a small part. And these dudes don't give a damn. Especially these type of abusive type dudes. This dude had a violent nature. Ain't never getting out of jail. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I wonder if he even thought about her when he was doing that stuff in the street he was doing about, hey, if I do this, I wind up leaving her out here. I fail a lot of people. I got kids with, because said she had kids too. Don't know their history. But damn, seriously, you locked up. And this is one thing I'm talking, this is the big thing with this. Criminals do some of the craziest stuff, and then being in jail, they try to make it almost to where you outside in the street, giving you visits and all this stuff. Think about it. You could be in jail for murder. You can kill multiple people. You in jail, supposed to be serving a sentence, and you could have sex, make babies, be around chicks. Make it make sense. I'm not a fan of the conjugal visit shit. I'm not a fan of that, especially when you're doing some crazy stuff like that. But I mean, the system is what the system is. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, they say they don't negotiate with foreign terrorists, but we'll coddle the ones that's here. And we'll get them deals in court. But either way, I ain't gonna ramble on that. This is messed up. This woman probably traveled a long distance to go see this fool, put herself in an imprisoned situation to show this man some love, and look, now she out of here. Guy killed her. Don't know what it was about. But you gotta remember, when people are locked up and you leaving, and it's a sinking feeling. I was like that when I would get visits in jail sometimes. You know, can't touch the person, and where you see the person, then they leaving, you can't go with them. You stuck there because you got yourself in a bind. Either way, man, it's messed up. The lady shouldn't have died. But then again, when people can't get out of their own heads, even after being punished by the justice system, shit like this happen. And I'm sorry it happened, but I mean, this shit is stupid. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This shit didn't have to be. You know what I'm saying? And then look at this. It said those that are barred are usually the ones taking part. Those that are barred from taking part in conjugal visits are death row inmates, sexual offenders, people with disciplinary restrictions on their record, right? But murders are not on there. Go figure. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.